Right everyone, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my preview for Game Week 23 in Fantasy Premier League. We'll also be recapping / reviewing Game Week 22 as well, so you guys can see how I did and what I plan on doing going forward in this series. If you guys do enjoy, as always, please leave a like, comment down below your plans going forward, and as always, subscribe for more Fantasy Premier League content. You can also join the league code at the top of your screen to join our official channel mini league as well. But some interesting weeks coming up. We have a few double game weeks, so I'll be talking about those. But without further ado, let's go and have a quick check back to how I did in Game Week 22. So as you can see, guys, I got 60 points, which is 3 above the average. We seem to do this a lot where we're very close to the average, usually just above. But because of where I was in the table, that means that I have fallen over 100k in places. Really, this is how high or how well we've been doing. The fact that even if I get just slightly above the average, we still see a massive drop. Not far off how I finished last season, so really need to look to improve going into next week and try and beat that. Would be a shame to fall at this later stage of the season. Still some weeks to go though, but if you do look at the team, it wasn't all bad. Martinez gets 4 points. It's more than Meslier, who is on the bench. He'd still look at trying to get rid of some of these players. We had Stones, Kufau, and Robertson. I keep saying Kufau, I believe it's Sufau. Stone's the only one there picking up the clean sheet. No bonuses though. Captained the wrong man. I captained Mo Salah over Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, we had the crazy 9-0 result with Southampton getting a player sent off before the first minute of the game, meaning that United could just run all over them. And Fernandes got a lot of points. So I think my week and rank would have looked a lot different if I had captained him instead. But the fixture didn't look right compared to Salah's, so I just went with my gut there. Grealish getting 6 points, Barnes getting 3, one of the lesser good weeks for Barnes. Antonio and Watkins both getting some returns though, so decent from them. Adams, he was the first man on my bench over James. Would have been nice to get James maybe instead of him, but that's just the way I positioned them. Reece James hadn't started the last 2 games, so I thought that it was maybe a risk having him in a potential playing position, but obviously that came to bite me as well. So whilst this week hasn't been awful, it's maybe struck me with a little bit of bad luck with some of the decisions that I did make. But if we do look at the fixtures, Sheffield United's going on a little bit of form. Obviously they've still lost, but someone like Bogle, if you are looking to punt on the Sheffield United player, Bogle could be a decent shout. Wolves beating Arsenal going down to 9 men, and Wolves taking advantage of that. United again with the 9-0. Don't know what this means going into United's next game. Obviously I'd keep any of their assets if you do have them, but obviously that was sort of a shock freak result of the Southampton getting 2 red cards. So I believe one of their red cards has actually been overturned now. So I'm interested to see how this develops. I think Southampton will probably bounce back, so I don't know if I'd worry about them too much. Palace, Newcastle, not really much to talk about there. Still wouldn't really look at any of their assets. Man City getting a 2-0 win. Foden not featuring, like I said, maybe a little bit disappointing. Those Gundogan owners, people that took a punt on him, he's doing quite well to be fair. Leicester beating Fulham 2-0. Maddison getting 2 assists, so good for his owners. Everton beating Leeds 2-1 as well. Maybe we'll see a bit of the form of Calvert-Lewin come back to shape. West Ham 3-1 against Villa. A very good result for West Ham. Lingard, is he going to become an option for us? I'm not too sure, but getting the 2 goals, that's someone definitely to keep your eye on. Antonio getting 2 assists. Liverpool, shock defeat to Brighton. Don't really know what to think about Liverpool. I'm still keeping Salah in my team at the moment. Part of me is thinking that maybe, just maybe against Man City, we can see a bit of a bounce back. But if not, then maybe that will leave a little bit of worry with the Liverpool players. I know some people have been talking recently about Salah going out, players like that, but I'm not too sure. And Chelsea beating Spurs 1-0. Chelsea should have probably had more goals. Jorginho, if he keeps playing, could be an interesting punt option, obviously on penalties. Werner actually getting an assist as well. But I think it's quite tough to call with Chelsea what their lineup's still going to be. I think we're still going to see quite a few changes from Tuchel, throughout games. So maybe a bit too early to call who is going to be a regular in that Chelsea team. But yeah, guys, 60 points, not too bad. A bit of a shame about the drop in overall rank though. But yeah, that's how my team did. Now let's get into the exciting stuff of how I prepared for Game Week 23. Okay, so for Game Week 23, I have made one transfer, and it's actually Ben Mee coming in for Mitchell. I have quite a fair bit of money in the bank still, and I did look at Burnley's fixtures upcoming and noticed they have a double game week in game week 24. Brighton at home, Palace away, Fulham and West Brom at home. You've got to think there's some clean sheets in there. Could have got Pope, but I didn't really want to replace one of my playing goalkeepers already. I thought it just made more sense to replace, one of my lesser playing players on the bench with Ben Mee. It does mean that I'm at a bit of a selection conundrum though. I've got Foden, I've got Adams, and I've got Stones all on the bench. Now maybe you might think that's a mistake, and I've got Robertson playing maybe, but I've just got this feeling that Liverpool might bounce back and might surprise us, so it might be, I don't know, a dead game. I don't know. I think Liverpool are going to score because it is at home. I think they'll be up for it, even against Man City's good defence. So I think they'll probably score. And I don't know, for some reason I could just see this game going Liverpool's way. Maybe I'll be completely wrong. Another call I had to make was playing Meslier over Martinez. It's a tough one. Martinez obviously against his former side Arsenal, so could perform an absolute worldie. Just looking at Palace, they're without Zaha. Leeds, however, haven't kept a clean sheet recently. It's a very tough call between these two. I think Meslier maybe just has a slight better chance of keeping a clean sheet, so that is why I have gone for him. That could change though. Soufal starting, Fulham away, decent fixture. James, don't know if he's going to definitely play. That's why Foden is there on the bench. Foden might not even start against Liverpool because he didn't start the last game, so I'm not too sure. Me against Brighton, hopefully that can be a clean sheet. Robertson can hopefully get something. It's a tricky one though. Salah, Man City at home. Fernandes, I've gone with the captaincy. Maybe those goals against Southampton can mean he gets a bit more back in form. Everton are a good side, but looking at the other players' fixtures, it was more or less that one that was calling to me. I could maybe take a risk on a Villa player or Antonio. I'm not sure though. I'm playing it things a bit safe. Maybe it's because I'm, at this sort of rank and I don't want to take too many risks. But I don't know. Maybe I should take some risks, guys. Do let me know in the comments below who you think I should captain. But I think I'm going to stick with Fernandes. Barnes against Wolves. He didn't get a return in the last game, but he's still been on decent form. Grealish, Watkins, and Antonio hopefully can all pick up something. Villa did well against Arsenal last time. They're at home now, which I believe they actually probably perform a little bit worse at home from what I know. But I do think that they should be able to pick up some points, especially with Leno out and especially with David Luiz out as well. I think the centre-back's not as much of an issue, but Leno not being in goal could prove to be a little bit of a disaster for them, and hence why I may be thinking of captaining a Villa player, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, and that's the bench. They're all playing the bench. This has probably been a good time to use the bench boost, to be honest. I sort of regret now when I did use that bench boost, because now I look at the weeks going forward, and I just think that there's definitely better ones I should have done, but can't live with regret on this one, guys. But just quickly, little heads up, as you can see, game week 24, we have a double game week here: Burnley, Fulham, Everton and Man City. We also have Leeds and Southampton as well, so that's just a quick notification for you guys to maybe look out for players of those teams. I think Burnley looks the best out of all of them, yeah, might have to keep an eye on this Leeds and Southampton one though as well. So yeah, should prove to be very interesting. But if we do go to game week 23, if it'll let me click it, if I'm going to give you guys 3 fixtures to look out for, this is definitely a bit of a tougher one. Some tough fixtures, some even ones. I think I'd actually maybe go for Aston Villa versus Arsenal. I think with Leno out, that could be a big thing for Villa. We did see how Leno's replacement goalkeeper did in that cup game. I believe it was against Liverpool, maybe something like that. And yeah, he did not fare too well. Maybe it was against Man City. I can't quite remember. But he didn't look great, so maybe Villa, this could be a good field day for them. They don't usually put out high XG, so that could be decent. Also, I'm going to actually pick Burnley v Brighton to pick up Burnley defenders. Could pick up a clean sheet against Brighton, but also the fixtures going forward. I think someone in that Burnley backline is crucial for the next couple of game weeks, so I would keep an eye on that one as well, guys. And I think for a final fixture to maybe look at, I think I'll go for Chelsea v Sheffield United. Chelsea have looked very good recently, dominating Spurs, dominating Wolves and Burnley as well. I think you can expect similar from Sheffield United, and assuming Chelsea can maybe pick up some of their shooting boots, this could be, quite good for them. Also, their fixtures going forward aren't that bad, and maybe a cheap option like a Rudiger or maybe someone of that ilk could be decent for some clean sheet points as well. I believe he's only 4.5 million. He seems to be a little bit set in that team. However, with Thiago Silva out, who knows what that defence will look like. So it may be a riskier one, but a decent fixture nevertheless. But that is going to be it, guys. My little preview for Game Week 23. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on what you are doing for the next game week, and as always, subscribe for more FPL content. My review / recap of this game week will be out after it does commence, so do stay tuned for that. I hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.